United 0, Liverpool 3, and it was easy day at the office for Liverpool, man. I'm just left empty after that, to be honest with you. Embarrassed. We got humiliated without Liverpool even needing to get out of first gear, to be honest with you. When you make as many mistakes as we do and you lose concentration and focus as much as we do, you're going to struggle to beat teams in the Premier League, let alone the good ones. It's as simple as that. There's no other way to do it. Pure dross. We started the game in the right manner in the first 5 minutes, and it became very evident that we were going to be nervy in the key moments. So the game was quite transitional. Liverpool weren't great in the first 10-15 minutes. They were giving the ball away as well. So was we. On the counter, we were getting into dangerous positions. But every time we got into a dangerous position, the move would break down by making the wrong decision. And if you do that against a team like Liverpool, they've got killers. They've got better players than us in those areas. And that's what happened. They just dispatched of us. Now, we have to talk about Casemiro, because if you have a player doing that in your team and you're trying to mount a decent performance, you're carrying him. You're down to 10 men. And that's what we was. He kept giving away the ball so many times in dangerous moments. And the first goal comes from him. Gives the ball away in a bad area. And then the ball's in the back of the net. Yes, the back post was vacant again. But again, the right back's entitled to think, I'll tell you what, my centre mid's got it. We're on the attack. This is the time to go forward. He shouldn't be giving away the ball in that area. It's as simple as that. It puts the whole team on the back foot, and then you're in massive trouble. The second goal is even worse. Casemiro just doesn't see Diaz coming, gets the ball nicked off him. I don't even know if he was complaining for a foul, but it wasn't anyway. And I'm also going to say as well that the senior pros around that, though, is what I'm angry at. Casemiro is done. Like, that's one thing. Not at the required level anymore. Can't do it. Ironically, Jamie Carragher said he should have retired or gone Saudi or MLS or words to that effect. And he goes and puts in that type of performance, and actually, he's right. Jamie Carragher is right. If he's saying you're not up to the level, mate, and then Casemiro goes and does that. So that's an issue. But away from that issue, you've still got 10 other teammates, or 9 if you're not really including the goalkeeper. You've got 9 other teammates who can help bail you out of that. There's another phase of play. And Lisandro, for that second goal, Diaz is there. It's 1v1. Do your job. You're paid to defend. It was a fantastic finish by Diaz, but he's been allowed to have that shot because Martinez hasn't engaged. He's marked the space instead of the player, and I don't know why he's done that. You know, we say how good he is, and he is a good defender, but he didn't show it in that moment. And so it's the domino effect that trickles throughout the team that's really, really scary for me. That should not be happening. If Liverpool player makes a mistake, or a player in a team that's decent makes a mistake, they don't just all fall like a stack of shit. They bail each other out. They're there for each other. They say, don't worry, I've got you. We don't do that. We just crumble. As soon as someone scores a goal, we just crumble. We can absolutely see why Ugarte needs to be in here. Kobbie Mainoo got run past so many times, and again, his leg speed and that side of the game for Kobbie, that's not his game. I've got to keep the same energy for the third goal. Kobbie dwells on the ball, gets the ball nicked off him, and they score. And that was all of Liverpool's goals. Man United making a mistake on the ball, counter-attack, clinical, goal. Salah won't have an easy. Ipswich gave them a tougher game than we did. At Portman Road in the first 45 minutes, Liverpool were under it, to the point where Slot had to take players off or take off Quansah. For us, it was a walk in the park. We are too easy to play against, too soft, and you live and die by your decisions as the manager as well. I saw a lot of people saying that obviously the Rashford thing versus Garnacho. Garnacho should be starting, but not in place of Ahmad. It should have been in front of Rashford. Did Rashford pull up trees? No, he didn't. Was he great? No, he wasn't. He should have had a couple of assists, though, by the end of it with Joshua Zirkzee. I'll get to him in a second. But again, there was boos ringing out when he took off Garnacho and left Rashford on. But these are decisions that Eric Ten Hag's making, and these are big decisions. If you're going to make them, they have to work, and they're not, and the pressure will ramp up. Do you know what I mean? This is a long process. I'm not going to throw my toys out the pram after a bad start to the season, 2 back-to-back losses in bad fashion, especially this one, and be like, the manager's got to go. This is what I don't think it's time for that. But what I can clearly see is that there's a lot of frailties that are still there. De Ligt started the game on the front foot doing well. By the time it came to the latter stages of the game, or as the game transpired, he was giving balls away. Mazraoui was doing it. It's like an infection that just spreads among the team of this weak mentality. And anytime there's adversity, they all just crumble. Joshua Zirkzee, I found out quite a bit about him today. I feel like maybe there was a reason why Ten Hag was trying to hold him back a little bit. Maybe he's seen something that we're not seeing in terms of him not being quite ready yet. He looked quite nervous. It looked like that was a baptism of fire for him, to be fair. It was almost like, well, here's your first start. It's against Liverpool. And that can either go two ways. You know, you either have a great time, you get on the ball, you feel confident, you can get a goal, you can be on the front foot, and it's happy days. Or it can do this to you. Old Trafford can do that to you. Big games against Liverpool can do that to you in your early Man United career. And he felt the brunt of it. He looked nervy. His passes didn't have the right weight on it. He was making poor decisions. He just looked like a bag of nerves. And it looked like anytime he got the ball, he wanted to play at a pace that was comfortable for him so he can feel his way into the game. Liverpool aren't going to afford you that time, so I felt for him. He was frustrating, and yes, I know a lot of people in the stands were frustrated, but we can't get onto him like that. It's literally his first start for Man United, and it's going to take him a while to acclimatise. He's a young player, we've got to get behind it, but his style is interesting because he is going to want the ball off the front and drop off. If you're Konate and you're Van Dijk, it's meat and drink all game. To be honest with you, it's meat and drink all game. Van Dijk wasn't scared that Zirkzee's going to run in behind him or drag him into an area that he doesn't want to go. Konate wasn't worried about a ball in behind or round a corner that Zirkzee's going to be on the end of. It wasn't like we played it into him and he can hold those guys off. Obviously, they're big, powerful defenders, so it was meat and drink for them. There was no real press as well. You know, like it was very easy for Van Dijk to play out from the back. It was very easy for Konate to play out from the back, and the whole time it was just pedestrian. But the pressure now that Erik Ten Hag's under already, everyone's going to say, listen, this is what it's all going to be meltdown. And I understand we have to call out what we're seeing. You know, subpar players putting in subpar performances, and the manager's not getting a tune out of the players right now in the first 3 games of the season. Yes, we did beat Fulham, but the next 2 anyway. And it's falling on Erik's shoulders. And look, he knows he needs a response. It's all good, Erik saying, and the press has listened since I've been here, I'm the second best manager after Pep and we've won all these trophies, but your true bread and butter is this in the league, what you do in 38 games, and we're not seeing it. It's going to be a long way back. I'm under no illusion that there's going to be more pain. Like, you can't just make a bag of changes in the summer and expect it to just change. And I really do want it to work with Erik Ten Hag, I really do. And we have to bounce back, but you also have to call things out as you see them. The players don't look like they're improving after today's performance when you see the attitude of what happened. And the manager's decisions aren't working. Mason Mount, again, not in the side due to injury, and then there was no sort of mobility up front. But then Mason Mount, what's the plan? Like, it just, again, more questions than answers, and now this was even worse. So Casemiro is finished, Zirkzee was a bag of nerves, and the player mentality throughout the whole team is on the floor. Pressure's on. Simple as that.